Hi, this is Don Clark of FileMakerProGurus.com, and I'm here today with Joe Scarpetta of Scarpetta Group, located in South Carolina. Uh, Today I'm going to be interviewing him to find out more things about why he chose to be a FileMaker developer, how he did that, how he's gone from being a single developer to a head of a Platinum FileMaker organization, as well as an FBA training organization, and for him, a FileMaker Certified 13 developer as well. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Great, Don. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for joining me today. I'm hoping that we have a great interview and that everybody gets to learn a little bit more about you and your organization. Tell me, what led you to becoming a FileMaker developer?
Well, I'd have to go back even before FileMaker. When I was in high school, I was always had a thing with computers, and it was when the Apple IIs were coming out. And my first computer was an Apple IIc, and it was so new, it shipped to me in a 2E case. But I really loved Apple Basic, and I was always involved doing programming there. And then it just kind of led. College, I studied computer science and math and military science. And finally one day in the mid-'90s, I got a hold of a program called FileMaker at Cape Cod Life magazine in Massachusetts. And my next job had FileMaker again, and I got a little more involved there. My next job was about FileMaker at that point. Oh. And so I've been playing with it since mid-early 90s, and I've worked with it since.
Okay, well, that's great. Tell me more about Scarpetta Group.
So the Scarpetta Group actually started back in my last job when I was working for the National Fire Protection Association. I was their in-house developer, and I went to one of the FileMaker conferences. I've been to this will be my 13th FileMaker Developers Conference in a row, and I went to one of the conferences and spoke about web interconnections with the FileMaker API and Adobe Spry at the time. And by the time I walked out of the room, I had people asking me, well, can you do this for me? And then I actually got called from a phone call from Adobe. And the project manager for Adobe at the time asked me to take his slot at an Adobe conference that year and give that same presentation again. And so it kind of started there. It's like, here's this guy who can do this web stuff with FileMaker. And that's really where the company started. It was Avia Solutions then. And I changed the name in 2010 to the Scarpetta Group. And we've always been in group, at that point of, one or two of us, me and a couple of subs here and there. And we continue to grow and evolve. And we're doing work all across the country, a couple clients around the world. And in this last year, we've been awarded Platinum. My entire team is now certified in FileMaker 12. My brother and I are certified in 13. And yesterday, my father-in-law started working with me about a year ago, just learning a little bit, dabbling around. Turned 70 back in June, and he is now certified in FileMaker 13. He walked in yesterday, surprised us. Didn't know.
Congratulations. I think, is this photo on your website?
He is, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so, I was looking to do a little bit of research before we talked. So, well, congratulations to him. That's really nice. I'm glad to hear that there's a lot of success stories out there like yours. And I really do appreciate the challenges you face in terms of planning and implementing growth like you've seen in the last year.
Yes.
Would you like to comment on that?
Yes, it's been an interesting year. We're up 200% from last year, and we've maintained that since the beginning of the year. So it's not even a sustained growth. So we've grown from 1 year ago today. Roughly, there was Aaron and I were the only ones in a smaller office, and my brother was working for me out of Massachusetts and a couple of subs. And today we're in an office about triple that size with 6 employees working full time.
Wow.
And I just brought on, one of them is now a marketing person. I just brought her on last month. And, we're prepping for DevCon, but the growth management has been the biggest challenge. It's like in trying to meet everybody's needs, keep schedules online, and then still keep yourself out there so that people are aware that you're around.
Yeah.
So we've tried to do a lot of things in regards to that. We've been doing a lot of blogging lately. Aaron's done some really great stuff with jQuery that he's been putting out there.
Yes, he has.
My brother's got a lot of stuff out there in regards to all the new themes in FileMaker 13. He's done a lot with that. Look for some great stuff coming from him on WebDirect. He's had some interesting challenges there.
Good.
And he's found a lot of great workarounds. So it's been a great year, and I'm really blessed to have the team that I do.
Sounds like you've done a very good job of that. Tell me about any projects you might have going on, or if you'd like to share anything with it. Nothing in detail, but just broad strokes.
We've started doing a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of requests in the last year to do a lot of mapping stuff. And so Aaron's really dug in. And you might see some cool things that pop on screens in some of the sessions at DEF CON, even though we're not presenting this year. But Aaron's done some stuff with some mapping where you're drilling down through the Google API all the way into maybe the floor plan of the conference center. Oh, wow. And you're able to drop a pin, and then we're using FMP URL to then talk back and forth to FileMaker, and you can approximate, where things are, things like that. So we're doing a lot of more interactivity with the Google API with that. Doing a lot of project management solutions.
Yeah.
So, and we've got we're releasing a product this year, so that'll be a big thing for us. We're keeping that kind of, you may have seen some little clips here and there. Some people are like, is it a scavenger hunt today on Twitter? And well, the answer is no, it's a product, but just keep watching.
Okay. Well, good. A nice little teaser there. Yeah. Tell me more on that mapping and stuff, the stuff you're doing with the internet, more to the point. I find that I was commenting on Aaron's post from a couple of days ago that I think that the real future of FileMaker depends upon interacting with other web platforms and other things like PHP, or just essentially anything that you can talk to and get an answer back to FileMaker. It's been essential to its growth.
I really think so, and I think some of the stuff he's done. He put this last blog post out about just a slider, something as simple as that. It makes the user interface so clean and so simple for someone to work with. Our goal when we're designing something, I'm a person who cannot stand writing documentation. So my goal is kind of what Apple's is if you build something and you have to teach someone how to use it, you failed in your interface design. You may have to document your back-end systems on how it connects to things, but if you got to sit there and tell the user how to create a contact, you've done it wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Now, a little more complicated processes maybe.
Right.
May need some documentation, but you're right, for your basic user interface things. It's really interesting to see that people sometimes document them too much or make them too complicated. So.
Absolutely. But I think you're right with the interactivity, because we look more and more, and you're seeing what's coming with iOS 8 and the Mac, how it's all going to integrate with the phones. At some point, it'd be great to see FileMaker be able to interact with notification systems. So when we can reach that point, I think we're going to have some major wins as far as the things we can do for our clients. Yeah,
I think that it's going to, and especially with, I don't know if you saw, but Apple announced some kind of interaction with IBM in terms of iPads and iPhones and stuff. And I haven't had a chance to read up a lot on that, but it sounds very interesting, and it seems like it will open some markets for FileMaker.
Absolutely. I saw that pop up yesterday, so I'll have to check that out too.
Yeah. Okay. What are some of your non-FileMaker favorite things to do?
Let's see. I'm always at work, so my favorite thing is to always dream about going on vacation. I actually love camping. That's one of my favorite things to do. A real break for me is when I can go somewhere where my devices don't work, even though I'll still drag a computer along because I love photography. So I want to be able to back up my photos right away and get them on my laptop. But I like to not be able to connect to anything. So it's hard to find that these days. Even though we're close to the mountains, you can only get so far, and it still works. And it's like,
come out here to New Mexico. I can find you places real fast. Nothing can talk to you unless you go to satellite. Or maybe the NSA can still track you. I don't know.
Yeah, they got me. But no, I love that. I like to get on the bike. I hit the gym in the morning. Those kind of things. But simple stuff.
You like to bike? You said
a little bit of mountain biking, not much anymore, but that. And I used to chef. That's one of the little few known things about me. I used to chef when I lived on Cape Cod while I was going to school as well.
Oh, wow.
So I got a big culinary background behind me. So I like to cook. I can spoil my wife pretty good. So
we share some of those things. I owned a restaurant for 12 years a long time ago and cooked quite a bit in there. I wasn't a chef, but I did cook a lot of different things and love cooking in the kitchen as well. And like you, I like to exercise. I exercise several times a week and ride a bike and go to the gym and do stuff like that. So all interesting things. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the Scarpetta Group or anything in particular?
No, just keep watching us through DevCon. We got, we're playing the game again. We've got some training coming up. We're giving away some great prizes with the game. So it's a raffle, but you play along and you read the story. The story's really out there this year. My brother thinks I've lost my mind. But it's still Doctor Who. We still got the Weeping Angels, but it's got a big twist. And
all right, I think it's good to get out there a little ways. It's more interesting. Gives you more story.
If you watch what we're doing, it's just the people I have working for me are really creative people. And if you find the video clip announcing Jarvis, it's just a teaser, but we're having fun. And the day that I have to come in and we're not having fun working, I don't want to do it anymore. So we're going to have fun. And if things are a little different, I don't want to be the norm that everybody follows. So.
All right. Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that it's fun still, because if it's not fun, you're right. It takes a lot for the experience. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to do this. I know you've got a really busy schedule, and I know that you've got a lot going on in DevCon. I hope you have a great DevCon, and hope to see you again someday. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Don.